Okay. Good morning. It's Monday. Excuse me. Yeah, Monday. Right. I'm up. I've done pills. Had coffee. Yeah. So yesterday, that stuff that happened with Nick, and well, it didn't happen yesterday. It happened a couple of days ago. Whatever. I'm not sure when it happened. Right, but I only found out about it yesterday. Okay. So yeah. So Nick and he went on to Runkle's stream, and then Kurt was there, and Kurt left, and Nick arrived like right when they were talking about Nate, and I think Kurt's comment was actually about if Nate had tried to join the stream but of course Nick has to make everything about himself because he's so important. But then he didn't stop there, did he? Of course he didn't. So we know already that he went on to Camelot's stream and talks about it because now he's got something to talk about, hasn't he? He's got some. And I just don't even want to talk about that. If you want to see it, Alyssa Clips, thank you for clipping all of this nonsense, this, whatever. Okay, and then, so Nick, he offered a formal apology to Ian Runkle? Huh. Oh, I wonder how this goes.
Even though my appearance was much more disruptive than I planned, I didn't have any plans on any disruptions. I want to formally, publicly apologize to Ian Runkle, who has been a very good friend through all of this mess to me. I did not in any way intend to disrupt his stream or to cause any grief or whatever. There was a message sent in the backstage when I was about to join, asking if Kurt and I would be able to be on the stream together. I responded that I'm only going to be on for about 10 minutes, and I would absolutely behave. This is about the charity and the children, not about any personal stuff. Like that's just silly. And that's it. And then I was brought on stream, and I just said, hey guys, and that was apparently enough for Kurt to leave, which is fine. I don't blame him, even though like I wouldn't do that on someone else's stream like that. That would be really rude. But anyway, I had no intention of that happening, and I think some people were upset that I laughed about it because I thought it was funny. Like I don't know, I thought it was hilarious. But apparently that made some people upset, and that was not my intention either. I was just like. It just was like, really? Like, that's okay. Like, I get it. I just thought it was funny and comical, and the timing of it was very, very perfect. So, I didn't want that to in any way cloud what was going on with what Runkle was doing, because what he's doing is amazing. He raised almost $100,000 yesterday for a children's hospital, and that's the really important part. So I don't want to take away from what he did, because what he did is phenomenal, and 24 hours are so difficult, which is another reason.
Oh, that's an excellent comment. This is very Ricada style. This is basically how it goes with Ricada. Okay, that didn't happen, and if it did, it wasn't that bad, and if it was, it's not a big deal, and if it is, it's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did, you deserved it. That is so Nick Ricada. That just sums it up. No accountability, no responsibility. It must have been somebody else's fault. It's not mine. Anyway, so he goes on in this, and like apparently some stuff happened on Twitter. Now, obviously now I'm not on the Twitter, so I didn't. Anyway, I googled it, didn't I? And what I found, somebody's taken a screenshot of the chat and uploaded it. So Ian Runkle put something out about he didn't realise that they would be on the stream together, and he was just tired at that point. He didn't realise that Kurt, because remember I said Kurt had been off the stream, and like he'd only just popped back on at 5:04, 5:05. and Ricada came in at 5:09, and like Ian was so tired, and you could tell, right? He was trying to keep track of the auction. He was on the going once with the dragon. Yeah, no, this is totally, and Ian's a stand-up bloke. Unlike some people, because everybody knows that Nick never lies, okay? He's absolutely not a lying liar that lies. No, that is not Nick. Nick never lies all the time. Anyway, so Ian put that statement out and was like, no, I didn't realise they were on the stream together. I didn't really think about it. I was just really tired. Kurt had been off the stream, you know. And then, so he's like, I may honestly mostly dump guests next year, aside from a couple people. Right, that's Ian. And then Ricada says, don't let an internet retard, right, they're talking about Scarebro, because that's who sort of raised it. And then Ian said, you know, I was just too tired, I just didn't think about it, and Kurt hadn't been there, and then he was there. So Ricada, don't let an internet retard dictate what you do. That guy is a creep. Kurt not being able to control himself for 10 minutes is on Kurt, not you. Look, I'm sorry, buddy. Kurt did absolutely the right thing. And I'll say it again. He'd already left the stream quite abruptly, quickly excused himself, left, then popped back in again. I don't, you know, and as we all know, Nate was going into surgery. He had been in contact with Nate. Perhaps it actually had nothing to do with you at all. And you know what? Even if it did, Kurt did exactly the right thing. Stay away. You're toxic. You're toxic. You're drama. You're this. And this is the thing, Nick. You used to be somebody, but you live in that space now. Let's face it, right? You hang out with pedos, people of questionable behavior. You're still endorsing drugs. You're still hanging around with people who do drugs, even if you've allegedly stopped doing them. You had everything. You had the wife, the 5 kids, you're educated, secure, with money, thanks to the trust fund. You know, you were making it as a streamer. I think, you know, you had a help. It's not all on you, buddy. Okay, as much as you promoted the other lawyers equally promoted you. Because I didn't find them through you. I found you through, specifically, Viva Frei, okay? And I remember when he interviewed you, first of all, and I thought, he's a dick. And that was way back. That's Vic Montoya days. Vic Mañana days. Whatever. Vic Mignota, whatever his name is. Another pedo. Those days, right? And what were you doing? You were encouraging him to sue the alleged victim. Not defending him. I believe you were telling him to sue the alleged victim for defamation. I have no words. Okay, fine. So no, I never got the big deal around you. Never understood it. Didn't get it, okay? And then through Viva, then I got introduced to Eric Hunley. And then that brought me to, like, Nate the lawyer. I'm not sure if Uncivil, I'm not sure if I came across him then. Uncivil I was definitely following by January 2021. Yeah. Oh, definitely well into it by then. Anyway, the point is, not all about you, mate. Not always all about you. Not everything is about you. The whole world does not revolve around you. Anyway, so fine, right? So, no, Kurt did 100% the right thing in leaving that stream. For whatever reason, he had to leave. And if it was because of you, he was right. If it was because he had to go and speak to Nate before Nate went into surgery, it was right. Whatever it was right. Okay? You're the one. You're the one that were there. You were there. You're the one that made a point of it. You're the one that made it weird. Okay, anyway, moving on. So then Ian replies, man, you also weaponized my stream for your beef. I greatly misjudged a whole lot, and I'm gonna have to figure that shit out when I'm rested enough to think. But that wasn't fucking okay. And you see, this is what I like about Ian Runkle. Stand-up bloke. He's not even willy-washing or anything like that. It's like, no mate, like it doesn't sit right. Haven't quite figured it out yet. I'm going to have to digest all of this stuff and try and make sense of it. Look at this. That's a man. That's a man right there. That is an intelligent, emotionally intelligent, well-balanced human being. Okay? And he's just saying, no mate, the face of it, it's not all right. And what do you do? What's your comeback, Nick? What do you say to him? I didn't weaponize anything. I found it hilarious because all I said was, hey guys. And he was shrieking about me joining a charity stream before I was even on. Now I'm going to go back to this again, okay, because I've got questions, right? Was Kurt saying if he joins the hospital, if he joins for the hospital stream, or was he suggesting that it might have been Nate, and then if he joins from the hospital? Anyway, the point is, Nick, as I said before, whatever Kurt did, whatever reason he had for leaving, was 100% the right thing to do. 100% the right thing to do. It was the adult, responsible thing to do. Okay? Hey guys! And he was shrieking about me joining a charity stream before I was even on. No, he wasn't shrieking. You're the one that was shrieking. I'm shrieking now, trying to imitate you. The literal last thing I wanted was any drama. Really. Because, it's amazing. Because, drama never happens around you, does it, Nick? We all know how much you hate drama. And yet you seem to court it. It seems to follow you. And that's even before you were arrested. It's before you were even taking... You're a lolcow. You're a drama whore. I apologise for my presence being offensive. No, your presence isn't offensive. You are. Your behaviour is. Okay? You could have handled that so much differently. And then what do? Look at this. Look at this. Why can't you just say, okay, and that's fair enough? Or just leave it. Did you even have to reply? You didn't have to. This up here, this one here. Oh, look at me, I'm so angry. Chill. It's even straight off the bat, you're attacking this dude, and you're blaming Kurt. No, mate. Take some accountability. Have some responsibility. You're responsible. Oh, wait a minute. I've got to play the whole apology, because the whole apology gets worse. Have I used all my time up yet? You see, I'm so relieved that somebody shared that so that I could get the goss. Do you know what I mean? Because I've just got to... Wow. Come on, make this bigger. That's it. What's happening here? I absolutely have almost definitely not been in the comments. Absolutely, definitely ranting and raving like a lunatic, shrieking. Shrieking. What can I tell you, Nick? Do you know what? You get so much fun from whatever it is that you... Am I recording this? You get so much fun from what you do, mocking other people. Just have some. Just take it on the chin. Take it on the chin, mate. Take it on the chin, mate. Really bad behaviour, Nick. Okay, fine. Let's get back to his apology.
the reason I wouldn't want to disrupt it in any. They're so freaking hard to do, and he did it, man. So big hats off to him. My apology. I meant it when I said it on Twitter too. Like I didn't mean for any of that to happen. But unfortunately, sometimes I'm not in control of other people's actions, right? The sometimes is for
That's right, mate. Do you know what? No one is in control of other people's actions. You're only in control of your own actions and your behavior and, everything about. Because you didn't even. It's not that you just went on Camelot's stream and then had a little laugh and a moan about it. No. You then went. You were doing something with Mersh and then you started mocking Kurt again. Not about the stream, I don't think. Maybe you didn't mention it. The truth is, I want somebody, I need to hear somebody else. Yes, fine, I can, but it's like it's me in a little room on my own talking about how much Nick has pissed me off. And I just kind of want to have someone to go, yeah, even if it's me saying, yeah, just so that I don't, Anna Kasparian, get online. Maybe I need to be on Twitter. No, I'm not going on Twitter. I'm not. Right, anyway, come on, Nick. Let's hear one of Nick's amazing apologies where he blames everybody else, everything else, takes no accountability, no responsibility. Look, this is it. It's like, I couldn't control what Kurt did. Oh, that had nothing to do with me. That wasn't. No, mate. Just yourself. Just, like, this is the thing, right? If I was going to go and join a live stream, do you not? And especially, like, in this, if you haven't spoken to these people for 18 months, and some of them, you've insulted them, you've mocked them, that you used to call them friends, you've had public falling out with them. Are you honestly trying to tell me that you wouldn't have just put the stream up first and sort of, oh, who's there? What's the vibe like? What's going on? I don't want to cause a fuss. Maybe I'll just, if there's a lull, But no, you didn't. Didn't do that, did you, mate? If anything, like, because either you just didn't look because the whole world revolves around you and Nick gets to do what he wants to do when he wants to do it and everybody else has to just stop. And if that's annoying to anybody else, or if it gives anyone else a problem, that's their problem, not yours, because you're not responsible for them. You're only responsible for yourself, but you take no accountability or responsibility for it. Okay. Or you did look. And you did know. And we know what you're like. You're a snake, Nick. Yeah, you looked. You knew. You probably even knew that the conversation had turned to Nate. You probably knew that Kurt was back on the stream. You probably knew that Kurt was, concerned about his mate, and Kurt was getting some attention, and you knew it, and you didn't like it, and you chose that moment. And that's why you bother the shit out of me. So many other ways you could have done it, mate. So many other ways. Anyway, fine. Yeah, let's listen to your bullshit apology.
Unfortunately, I'm never in control of other people's actions. So, like, I can only behave, for myself. And for me, I just said, hey guys, Kurt decided to exit the stream, which I thought brought more attention to the drama than was necessary. But hey, doesn't matter. It's in the past.
I promise you this, Nick. If Kurt had stayed... No, Kurt did the right thing in leaving. Kurt, by doing that, he just excused himself. He removed himself. And the thing is, everybody else... Well, I shouldn't say everybody else. I think everybody on the panel understood. And, sure, a good number of people in the chat understood. There's no mystery there. And there are probably a number of other people who would just excuse themselves from any stream that you were on anyway, just because of how you have chosen to, show us who you are. Since you used to be, you're not the person that you used to be, the trad dad, responsible with the wife, the kids, only ever slept with your wife, virgin when you got married, totally monogamous, wouldn't touch drugs, didn't even allow swearing on your stream. You're completely different now. Completely. I mean, there's a midlife crisis, and then there's just, I don't know what the...
But it didn't go down the way I wanted it to, so I'm here apologizing like a bitch. God damn it. How dumb. But Runkle is my friend, and I didn't want that for him. So, but the apologies to him. Nobody else gets an apology, just Runkle. All right. Now that said, get that shit out of the way.
We mentioned Coke to keep Runkle awake yesterday in like hour 2 of the live stream, and I told him we were going to summon the nose Coke. Sure enough, it just took like 16 hours. I had to fight myself when Kurt said he was grossed out by clams being in Clamato, and it not being just a clever name. We've seen your enchilada soup. You don't get to talk about being grossed out.
Exactly. 100%. Look, I asked Runkle for the,
TikTok, it's savings o'clock. With Next Smart Saver, you can get cheaper electricity between 7 p.m.
Right, we're going to go through it again. We're not. I mean, he is. I mean, that was an advert.
For the link much earlier in the day. He didn't see it till about 8:30 and sent me the link. I saw it then around 8:45, and at that point, I'd already agreed to go on with Camelot, starting at 9, which we didn't start quite at 9, but that was that. It was I would have loved to be on for more time. It was kind of an unfortunate timing on that, and then I did not rejoin after the Camelot show because someone who is a personal friend needed some support last night after they had a really rough time.
Excuse me.
No, I love charity, like legitimately love philanthropy and charity. I love to participate. I love to encourage others to participate. And I wish I could have been on there more, maybe next year. Or, anybody else. You ever want me for a charity stream? Just hit me up. Like, I'm a good hype man for it. I just had.
Oh my God, this is, I'll tell you what, when I was in the comments, because this is one of the things, when I've got to listen to just read the comments, right? Because there's a lot of people in there and like, anyway, but one of them said, something about somebody else did a charity stream and Nick was on the stream and then the charity rejected the money, like distanced themselves. I don't know. They didn't give any details and I didn't push it anymore. But, the thing is, yeah, I mean, it's possible. I believe it, I mean, look at him. If he shows up and he's talking about drugs, he's talking about, I don't know, polygamy or whatever. Look at this. Look at this other stream that he was on. Look at this. I was so... Look at this. What is that? Since when did you have to take your clothes off to be on? Oh, whatever.
Had to interrupt a moment to Nate the lawyer just to cause problems. I'll apologize a day later when the heat is too high. No apologies to Nate, and I'll just retweet other people's well wishes.
I texted Nate personally and prayed for him personally before I went on that show at all. And if you know anything about how this works, I'm not in control of when I show up. I'm not in control of when I get brought onto the stream. So if you have a problem with the timing of me getting brought onto the stream because it interrupted Nate's thing, I'm sorry, man. I didn't have anything to do with it. For those of you who don't know, Nate the lawyer, another longtime friend of mine, who I did have a little bit of beef with when he said some things and I was still very, very angry about how things went down. And I was a little bit hurt and I lashed out at Nate. He and I have squashed that. I went to squash that right away. when I was on Eric Hunley's stream from one of my first times coming back. Nate was diagnosed with a brain tumor and needed emergency surgery. He should be having that surgery sometime today. Hopefully, it's already done. But it's a serious brain tumor, potentially a fatal brain tumor but prospects are high that the surgery would be successful and be able to conquer that. So if you're a praying person or just someone who wishes people well, like Nate is, Nate's got a lot of years left in him, we hope. And let's hope that this thing isn't standing in the way. But yeah, anybody, if you think that I don't know what to say to that, because like I said, the moment I found out about it, I texted Nate personally. I didn't go blasting it on social media or anything like that. Other people were doing that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I texted the man I know personally to pray with him. So
I stayed up the entire 24 hours.
Yeah, no, I think this is what really annoys me with Nick, and he's done multiple streams where he mocks God, mocks the church, mocks. He doesn't really believe anymore. He doesn't believe. He's got no respect for people who. It's just insensitive. Just I don't like it. It's horrible. Okay, yeah, no, and okay, fine. You know what? Yeah, I only found out about this situation with Nate yesterday. And obviously, yeah, and it's just one more reason, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm going to be angry at Nick. Because it's easy to be angry at Nick, because right now I need to be angry at somebody about something instead of worrying about Nate. So I'm just going to be angry at Nick, okay? And just, in, the most, hypocritical, still trying to be a good human being, kind of, right, whatever. Look, Nick deserves it, okay? Nick can handle it. He gives it out. He can take it back, okay? And so, yeah, I'm worried about Nate, obviously. And waiting to hear, and, yeah. Right, let's just get back to, sorry Alyssa, I know, just please forgive me. Just let me play this and rant. Oh, I love you too, darling. I hope you're doing well.
Kurt's auctioning skills were rough at times. There was a whole 16 versus 18 between him and Joe on one item they were calling balls. Like, sir, this is a Wendy's, and by that I mean a children's charity stream. Why are we sexualizing an auction item and arguing over the appropriate age for someone who could make use of it?
That's fucking weird, bro. See, he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. This is the other thing. I saw this. People wonder about the Kurt stuff, and it's like, go watch the pizza casserole video. Go watch it and determine for yourself if his words are appropriate. Someone tried to claim that he was joking in that. He was making a legal joke. Let me just reassure you that it wasn't a joke, and that's evidenced by his defense of his position that going down to the age of consent is perfectly okay for a 44-year-old man. Because like in his that's in his dating standards video, I believe, that we reviewed, that he put out recently. He defended that statement not as a joke, but as why shouldn't he consider girls down to the age of consent? And the answer is very simple, because you're fucking 44, bro.
Yeah. Okay. The issue I have here, and with this whole thing with Kurt and fixating on, because we watched the pizza casserole stream and the clip with, because Alyssa clipped it, thanks. See, she's amazing. And we heard that whole context and went, and I'm not going to pretend. Kurt has some questionable views around women. I don't want to date him. I wouldn't want my daughter or anybody I know to date him, and I don't think they would date him anyway. But the difference is, this is Kurt talking about a girl, some sort of prospective girl, whatever, a girl that he hasn't even, but you are still hanging around with people who have been charged with alleged, no, I think some of them are convicted, right? What I mean is,